Hi, Aman. How are you?
I am fine, sir. What about you?
I'm absolutely fine. Thank you for asking. So, can you tell us something about yourself?
Sir, my name is Aman. I completed my BTech in Electronics and Communication field from Guru Gobind Singh University in 2021, and my aggregate person is 69.9%.
Okay.
After completing my BTech degree, I started learning about manual testing, and now it's undergoing.
Mhm. Okay.
And
Yes, please go ahead.
I completed my 12th from DSCB board at the aggregate of 67%,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. Yes,
Okay. So, you are learning manual testing these days.
yes, sir.
Right. So, why are you looking for a career or job in software testing field?
Sir, as all of us know, in the pandemic, the core field jobs
Hmm.
are recessions in India. And in my college, only IT companies are coming nowadays at when I'm passing. So I decided to go in IT sector field.
Mhm.
When I started learning about IT, I get interested in that field. So I can continue in that field.
Okay, great. So, you are interested in software testing field. That's why you are looking for a job in software testing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Now, what is exploratory testing?
Sir, exploratory testing is that we have to firstly explore the application,
Hmm.
understand the application,
Hmm.
and find maximum possible scenarios which we have covered on it.
Mhm. Okay.
Basically, in it is also called a machine testing.
Okay. So what is the difference between exploratory testing and ad hoc testing?
Sir, ad hoc testing is that exploratory in exploratory testing we don't know anything about the application.
Hmm.
But in ad hoc, it is a randomly testing where we don't follow any formal types of testing scenarios as like formal document testing cases, testing scenarios.
Mhm. Okay. Right. So exploratory testing is you will be exploring the application and then you will be testing it, right? You will be
Yes,
learning about the application, the behavior of the
understand.
application. You will be getting awareness about those things and then you will implement and you will test it simultaneously.
Yes,
Ad hoc
yes, sir.
is, testing each and everything without any, proper planning or strategy. Ad hoc testing is testing everything.
Yes,
Okay. Now let me share my screen. So this is an
yes, sir.
SBI website. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let's say this screen is given to you and now you have to
Yes, sir.
perform testing on this screen. So can you tell me the
Yes,
high
sir.
level test scenarios for this website?
Sir, first of all, we check the spelling and usability that the SBI online is proper or not in
Mhm.
the application. Then we have go for username, a valid username and valid password. Then enter the source captcha, and then we have to go login buttons. First, we have to do that as a positive testing. Then we go for like a new user, high level for new users, register here, फिर forget username, login password, again providing all the valid details and go for retest. What if so?
Okay.
Then we move on to about the right corner about online SBI.
Mhm.
Here we go and here also we writing test scenarios and testing that. Yes, sir. There.
Mhm. Okay. Then.
Yes. Then, sir, after that, all the bits coming, we have go for performance, like how much time taken to open the site and what the time taken to get the result.
Mhm.
We get the input.
Okay. There are other links as well over here, right? You can also test
Yes, sir.
whether these links are working properly or not, right? The
Yes,
SBI
yes,
logo,
sir.
the spelling, all those things are working properly or not. Then there are links over here. So these are the
Yes, sir.
also one kind of functionalities you can say. You can register a new
Yes,
user,
sir.
you can activate an already existing inactivated user. You can use this forgot username, login, password functionality. You can
Yes.
verify these things. Then check in
Yes,
the
sir.
audio capture, are you able to hear it properly when you are trying to use this particular website from laptop or from mobile, right?
Yes, sir.
Then I think this text is there. This you already did, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which are the other scenarios that are coming to your mind apart from this?
Sir, just like writing username,
Hmm.
here we check with the characters,
Hmm.
valid character. Is the firstly we go through valid character,
Hmm.
then we go for invalid characters. Then password, is password is sensitive or not.
Hmm.
Then here we put all the combinations, valid combinations like
Hmm.
characters, number. Then go for images so that the image is properly shown to or not, that
Hmm.
the user properly see or not. Then we look for our look and feel how
Hmm.
the front end looks.
Correct. The UI UX, the front end thing you are telling,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Now there is a language option also over here. The drop down. If I change it to Hindi, then this website should
Yes,
change to Hindi language, right?
yes, sir.
So those things also you can test.
Yes, sir.
So so in a real-time interview, you might get such kind of questions. You might be asked questions on websites, any screens they might give, or they might tell you on a very high level that there is one particular form in that there are two text boxes and one button. So how will you test it? Right. So make sure when such questions are asked, so try to give the answer for the maximum duration of the time, right? Let's say you cover first positive test scenarios, then you can cover negative, then you can cover functional, non-functional, whichever test cases, test scenarios that are coming to your mind, try to answer at the maximum limit that you can give, right? These are the bonus
Okay.
questions, right?
Okay.
So these things, please try to take care. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what is primary key?
Sir, primary key are a constant which are identify a uniquely record from a
Hmm.
particular table, from a table.
Okay. Okay. So basic definition of primary key in SQL is it is a column, or you can say collection of columns, or a set of columns that uniquely identifies each rows in the table, each row in the table, right?
Yes.
And can we assign, or can a primary key have null value,
No, sir.
right? Null
Primary key are
values,
always a none. No.
correct. Null values are not allowed in the primary key. Okay,
MD key.
right. What is the difference between delete and truncate statement?
Sir, delete command is used to delete one data or a multiple data, but truncate is used to delete all the data from a table.
Hmm. Okay, then.
That's for my.
Mhm. So which one is faster? Delete is faster, truncate is faster.
Sir, truncate data is fast.
Okay. And what type of command is delete and what type of command is truncate?
No idea. Sir.
Okay, no issues. So delete is a DML command, DML type of command, while truncate is a DDL type of command, right? And once you suppose, using delete command, you delete some particular row in a table, right? You can roll back data after using delete statement as well. But with respect to
Yes.
truncate, there is no possibility of rollback data, right? So that
Okay.
is the important difference. Okay. Now, what is a foreign key in SQL?
Sir, foreign key is a constant which is used to create connection between the tables, means multiple tables.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. Any other point you are able to recall?
Yes, sir, to become a foreign key, it is must that it is a primary key in OATS table.
So you mean to say the foreign key in the child table references the primary key in the parent table. The
Valid. Yes.
link between it. It is a type of a key which creates an integrity by linking the data between the two tables.
Two totals. Yes, sir.
Right?
And foreign key can accept null values,
Hmm.
also duplicate values.
Okay. Now, let's say if we have to write an SQL query to display the current date, is it possible to write? Is there any way or is there any function that is available to display the current date in SQL?
Current date,
Hmm.
no, sir, not.
Okay, so there is an built-in function which is called get date, right? Which helps to return the current date timestamp.
Okay.
Right, so that is there. Okay, which are the different types of index in SQL?
No, sir. I only learned about basics of SQL.
Okay,
I
no
can't
worries.
decide.
So this is an open question for the people who are watching this video. Which are the different types of index in SQL, right? And I'm giving you a hint. There are three types of index in SQL, right? So you can put your answer in the comments of this video. Okay. Now we were discussing about the difference between delete and truncate command, right? Now, what is the difference
Yes.
between drop and truncate command?
So drop,
Hmm.
no.
Okay, no worries. So
I
see,
little confused.
no worries. So drop command is useful to remove a table, right? And it cannot be rolled back from the database. Whereas truncate command removes all the rows from the table. So that is the okay. Have you heard about SQL injection?
No, sir. Not.
Okay. So SQL injection is nothing but it is a sort of flaw in the website, or you can say the code that allows attackers to take control of the backend processes and access, or you can say they can read or they can retrieve or delete the sensitive data that is stored in the database.
Data.
Okay, so that is there. Mhm. Okay, can you give me an example of a defect with low severity and high priority?
Low severity, high priority.
Hmm.
Sir, I give an example of Facebook. In
Hmm.
the Facebook page, if the spelling of Facebook is mismatched,
Hmm.
wrong, then it is example of high priority and low security.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Now I am showing you one screen.
Yes.
You need to tell me the defect in the screen. Okay. So let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is visible to you. Okay. Now I'm
Yes,
giving
sir.
you one scenario over here.
Yes, sir.
Now, whenever I come to this page, there is this
Yes,
chat
sir.
box that gets opened, right? And it starts
Yes, sir.
it starts having a conversation with me, right?
Yes, sir.
It says, hi, how can I help you? And all those messages are being typed over here,
Yes, sir.
right? But
Yes.
when I want to, send the message, I'm not able to send. I'm able to type the message. Let's say if I write something over here, so I'm
Yes,
able
sir.
to write, I'm able to text my message, right? But I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
able to send my message to this in
Yes, sir.
this chat box, right? So what would be
Yes,
the
sir.
severity? What would be the priority of this ticket?
Sir, in this case is a high severity
Mm-hmm.
but low priority
Mm-hmm.
because no, it is basic because sir, some people are going to use that
Hmm.
thing. but in is a front page, front explanation, that is a high severity and low priority.
Okay, so priority is low in this case.
Yes.
Don't you think the priority would be high?
Is that is a front page? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is I will say that it is a high priority and high severity.
Okay. And why you are mentioning about the severity is high? Do you think the severity could be low?
No, sir. Severity is high because it connects to our front page. Because user company should think that everybody can use that if there any problem. So it is a front page that it could be high severity.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm giving you one more scenario.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Over here, there is a form on this website, right? Where the people can submit the form for inquiry, for request for inquiry and all those things. Now consider a
Yes,
scenario where you entered your name, email address, mobile number, designation, everything you have entered. And when you click on submit button, it is
yes, sir.
not working. But when you click on cancel button, it is submitting your data, right? So what would be the severity and what would be the priority of this defect?
Sir, it's also have a high severity, high priority because it's direct link to our inquiries front page.
Okay. So this is again a high severity, high priority.
Yes.
Okay. Now consider a scenario where over here, instead
Yes.
of copyright 2022
Yes.
myadrenaline.com privacy terms, right?
Yes.
Instead of this, it is mentioned copyright 2021. Then what would be the severity? What
Yes.
would be the priority of this defect?
Sir, here severity is high, but priority is low.
Okay, I think you have reversed. Here, priority would be high because it's a copyright thing, right? It is impacting the,
Yes, sir.
um, I would say, the image, or you can consider this also as a branding, copyrights is there.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
severity
sir.
will be low because you can still use this application, you can still use this website for all your internal purpose, because
Yes, sir.
the number of year will not impact your functionality or the way you are using this website,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
So severity will be low, priority would be high.
It's high. Okay, sir. That.
So this is fine. Okay. Now consider a scenario where you were testing this particular page, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you came to know that your company website in this particular text box, nothing has been entered, right? And
Yes, sir.
still you are able to submit the form, right? So you log this as a defect for the development team, right? So now what would be your next steps into the testing? Will you continue testing or will you stop testing?
Sir, firstly, if the functionality is not working,
Hmm.
we have to stop the testing until unless if the defect is fixed or not to move further.
Okay.
If
So,
the defect in functionality.
okay. So you mean to say if this text box is not accepting text, right? Data.
Yes, sir.
So you are
Yes, sir.
logging this as a defect and then you will stop the
Yes, sir.
testing as the functionality is not working.
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. I am sure.
Okay. Now understand this defect, right? See, there are
Yes,
various
sir.
fields available on this page. Now this
Yes, sir.
field is such a field which is not a mandatory field, right? Or else there
Yes, sir.
would have been an asterisk sign on this field as well, right? So
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
ultimately this is not a valid defect itself, right?
Yes, sir.
Because it doesn't matter whether you enter text data into this field or you don't enter. You should be able to, and you are able to submit your data on this page, right? So this is an
Yes, sir.
invalid defect, and it should not impact your testing because you are able to enter the data in the other mandatory fields.
Mandate. Yes, sir. Okay. Got it.
Right. So this
Yes.
is where you have to showcase your skills, right? You can
Okay.
see on the screen, this is the mandatory field, this is a
Yes,
mandatory field, this is
mandate.
not a mandatory field. So even if you don't enter
Yes,
the
sir.
data, that is absolutely fine. They don't need this data
Yes.
for you, right?
Yes.
So this is one of the, this is good. Okay, now consider a scenario where this
Yes, sir.
text box is there, this drop down option is there, right? Your company belongs to which
Yes, sir.
industry?
Yes,
Now
sir.
all these industry types are being listed over here.
Yes, sir.
Out of all this entire list, you are not able to enter insurance, right? Whenever you select insurance, it is taking
Yes, sir.
healthcare over here, right? So that is a
Yes, sir.
valid defect into this product, right? So
Yes, sir.
let's say if this defect is, you have found it on Monday, right? This gets fixed and
Yes,
it
sir.
comes to you for testing on Tuesday, right? So
Yes, sir.
which are the scenarios will you which you will perform testing just to make sure that insurance and other options are working or not?
Sir, firstly, we know the root cause of that defect, why it happens.
Mm,
Firstly, not happen, again why happen. Then we decide what
mm,
to say. Firstly, we have to do a root cause
mm.
of that defect.
Okay. So root cause is fine. Let's say the development team told that they forgot to map this particular option in the front end with the back end, and that's why
I can say.
this was the issue that was happening. Now, what
Yes,
would be your test strategy? How will you make sure? Now, on Monday, you already tested all these options, right?
yes, sir.
And you came to know that one of this option was not working. On Tuesday, will you test all these options again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, will you test all these options again or not?
Uh, if any changes in the module,
Mhm.
then we go for testing. If not any changes in the module, we don't go for it because we already tested it.
Hmm. But there is a defect that is fixed, right? So you will have to do a retesting, you will have to do regression testing just to ensure that that particular fix is not breaking something else in your
Yes, sir.
application, right?
Yes.
So how many options will you test, or will you test all the options?
Sir, if the changes in that core feature,
Hmm.
then we should go for all testing.
All
If
the
it's not
options
in
you will
the,
test.
yes,
Mhm. Okay. Now consider this question is asked to you in a real-time interview, right? So on Monday, you found a
yes, sir.
defect where instead of when you select healthcare option, insurance option is
Yes, sir.
taken in the drop down, right? So you came to know
Yes, sir.
healthcare option is not working. Now on Tuesday, you get
Yes, sir.
this fixed. So the first thing you will be doing is, the good point that you told is, you will be reading the analysis, the root cause analysis that is done by the development team. Second thing
Yes, sir.
is, you can ask them about the impacted areas. Which are the areas that
Yes,
have got impacted, right? And
okay.
the third thing is, you can test with one or two options above and one or two options below, just to make sure that on a high
Yes,
level, this drop down option is working fine on it, right?
yes,
So this is how you can tell in an interview.
yes.
Okay, okay, Aman, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. Feedback of where I am lacking and
Okay.
how to improve in my lacking
Okay.
career.
Okay. So feedback is, see, you need to be confident, right? You were a bit
Yes,
nervous today as well. So in a real-time interview, be confident, be positive, right? Think about positivity in your mind that you will get selected for the interview, and give your best, right? Don't worry about the
yes, sir.
outcome of the interview, right? Don't be
Yes, sir.
nervous at all, right? And you should focus more on the practical scenarios, right? How they can
Yes,
ask you about these defects, type of testing, what are the different test scenarios that you can think at the time of the question,
yes,
right? Theoretical knowledge is good, right? SQL is also good,
yes,
but still you need to
yes,
revisit few of the concepts. I think you have a basic knowledge of SQL, but you have to
yes, sir.
have a good understanding of SQL. More concepts are there, so you can revisit those things, right?
Okay.
Rest all looks good, right? So please share interview questions with us and the name of the company where you are getting interviewed after your
Yes, sir.
interview is done. Also, let us know once you
Yes,
get selected. We would be happy to cover your success story with us.
yes, sir. No problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all the best for your career and all the best for your interview.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.